So good to see everyone. So this morning I'm going to talk just for a few minutes about relaxing the mind. As you know, in this practice, we don't need to have any particular experience or any particular state going on in order to be aware. We can be aware of anything. That's part of the beauty of the practice, that any object will do. Any object is a good object for meditation. But because of that, partly because of that flexibility of whatever arises, we can be aware of, we really need to look after the mind that's aware, the mind that's knowing, and support it to be able to know, to be aware. And certain conditions help in that. So using the right sort of energy, for example, we don't need very strong energy. It can easily be too strong. Having a quality of mind that accepts what's happening, whatever it is, and has an interest in that, an openness to that. The main thing, I think, is being present to what's happening, or remembering to be present. You find yourself elsewhere, simply noticing what's happening right now. And being relaxed to some degree. Talk about relaxing into awareness. We have a little bit of a conundrum there because we can't will ourselves into relaxation, and often that has the opposite effect. Wanting to relax can actually create more tension, or trying to relax in a particular sort of way. We can suggest to the mind with an openness to relax and have a sort of an integrated intention, if you like, that's directed towards letting go. And you can do that very informally, just making that open suggestion in the mind. Or you could do a practice like a progressive muscle relaxation practice, very helpful for relaxing the body. This practice is aimed more specifically at letting be rather than letting go, if you like. It's slightly less active, so just letting be. But maybe the question still stands, how to relax if not using some sort of will or active suggestion. Well, awareness can help a lot, actually, with relaxing the mind. And it does that through its own sort of natural function, if you like, to notice, to know what's happening. And what's particularly helpful to notice are ideas, views, and opinions in the mind. Thoughts that create a sort of a holding on to the content of certain ideas or certain views. So there's clinging involved, and clinging creates tension. Sayadaw U Tejaniya says, feeling relaxed is being free from expectations and anxiety. So it's coming at it from a slightly different angle. Being relaxed, what he means by being relaxed is a mind that is free from expectation and anxiety. We're going to look at anxiety another time, I think. Quite often there are questions around anxiety. But this morning I just got time really just to say a couple of words about expectation. Expectation, having ideas about what should or shouldn't be happening in practice, and in anywhere, but in practice in this case. Shouldn't be having this pain in the body, shouldn't be having thoughts, should be having more sort of relaxation, for example, or peacefulness. Or thoughts about ourselves as a meditator, views, expectations about ourselves. I can or I can't do this. I'm not a good meditator. So whenever you notice a thought or an emotion like this, it's helpful to know it really clearly for what it is. That's the job of awareness. Know this as a thought. Or there's wanting arising or not wanting. That's more on the emotional side. And when you know something clearly for what it is, a thought, an emotion, then you can know that it's conditioned. Part of that knowing, the right view aspect, is knowing that it's conditioned. It's not going to last forever. Perhaps it's very quick, very fleeting. Notice if you take it as true. This is an accurate assessment of who I am or what my practice is like. Really helpful to notice views and expectations like that. Because noticing them in awareness gives the mind a chance to assess and question and to recognize, oh, the mind is taking this to be true. There's the feeling, there's an actual sort of physical and mental feeling of belief that you will be able to notice in awareness sometimes. So we're looking to just see all that mental, those mental arisings for what they are, not necessarily allowing them to define a fleeting conditioned thought to define what's happening in the moment, or what's happening in the mind in the moment. The other thing with expectations, apart from being ideas in the mind, is that they're oriented often towards what might happen in the future. Not always. This idea about me as a meditator, I suppose that thought is that it's going to continue like this. It's not going to change. This is how I am. Yeah. Right now, but going forward as well. But expectations are often more clearly about the future in that this is what's going to happen. There's no point really engaging the practice because I never get anywhere, or whatever it's like. So just being aware of those expectations, being aware of those ideas frees us up to some extent from the things don't necessarily come to be as our thinking mind predicts. So awareness can have this factor of neutralizing unhelpful views, unhelpful ideas and expectations by seeing through them, seeing them as just a thought, an expectation, leaving the mind more free, leaving the mind with a bit more space in it. And when we see those views and thoughts, there can be a natural letting go. From letting be can come this letting go, this release of clinging in the mind. And that allows relaxation, that release from holding on, releasing from clinging. And that, you can really notice that feeling of relaxation in the mind and translating also into the body. So see if you can notice moments when, with or without noticing all the previous thoughts before that, but noticing that sense of momentary releasing from clinging and the relaxation that it brings about. Okay, we'll leave it there. I'd like to set up to sit.